What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I'm Frankfurter, that is magically average, and today we're going to be talking a bit about the One Piece remake and all the news surrounding that. Um, it has, before we jump in, real quick, uh, want to congratulate Stead for the fact that one of his favorite series is now over and he can finally rest and he can stop rewatching goddamn
Black
Black
Clover.
Clover for the 50th time. But no, I know you're
Congratulations,
gonna
bud.
rewatch it, and I know
You're
you're
free from
excited
your
for.
shackles. You're
Yeah,
you're
no
you
kidding.
you can roam the earth of the
You
anime
can watch and
wild and
read
free.
other series now. You
You're
can do it.
you're not
But
tied down to Black
yeah,
Clover no more.
now you can read One Piece. It's fine, buddy.
Oh, for crying out loud.
But but yeah, today we wanted to talk about the One Piece remake news. It's gonna be a slightly shorter episode for the fact that my ass is tired. I just got back into town legitimately 2 hours ago,
Yeah.
and it's been kind of a slow news schedule minus this and one other major thing that we've kind of addressed similar issues in the past that it's like I feel like we just be retreading on old content again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna get into the One Piece news and just stay positive this week.
Hooray.
So yeah, really the biggest piece of news is that it's been unveiled that it's going to be the remake is going to be 7 episodes and about 300 minutes long. It's going to cover the first 50 chapters of the manga and it'll premiere in February 2027. Like that's like your big bullet points right there.
Yep.
So this is really kind of going in the way of like the remake or like the live action where they covered a good amount of material in season 1 but not like they didn't like skip over a ton, but they, covered a lot in a little time.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be fine, but at the same time, having these longer episodes isn't necessarily a problem, but I feel like it's not going to give like the details that a lot of people are really going to want. I feel like this is really just the remake of people like, hey, I can't watch this live action remake for whatever reason because I don't like live action adaptations or whatnot. So they're just purely going to put it in animation form. And I I guess that's okay,
So
but
that's
at the same like I don't know.
that's what I was gonna ask. So this is coming from someone who's not up to date on the manga, who hasn't watched the anime in God knows how many years. I'm confused as to who this is aimed at. Like, are they trying to capture new One Piece fans? Like people like, hey, if you want to get into it, we're gonna give it a nice polish with Wit Studio. We're gonna keep to the same identity, but it's gonna look nicer. And then we're gonna remove some of the padding because I read through the article and we'll have it posted in the link in our the podcast episode and on YouTube as well for you to go read. But basically they came out and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to do all these great things, right? It's going to cover 50 chapters, like you said, it's going to be, 300 minutes. They're going to remove some of the padding, make the pacing a little bit better, right?" And I'm like, "That's all and well, but who are you trying to like capture here?" Right? Like who's your target audience? Cuz I don't know if I don't want to speak on their behalf, but well, I mean, I guess for you, right? Because you're caught up on the manga, at least I believe.
Yeah.
Like, would
Yeah.
you go back and rewatch the first 50 chapters with like a new glean on it? Like, ooh, it's nice and shiny, it's new, or is it kind of
I
like a
mean,
eh?
I probably will just for the fact that I'm also in the camp of like I've been watching the live action. I've yet to get to season 2 because I finally found something that Sam will actually watch with me.
Oh,
She's watched the first like 3 episodes or 4 episodes with me, and she's enjoyed it. She did not know that
yeah, because there's
in this
real.
world of One Piece that there's superpowers at
Yeah,
all. So she finds that fascinating.
it's so funny to me that
So
all it takes is for like real actors to be involved, and she's like, "Now wait a
yeah.
minute, I might like
Now wait a
this
minute.
thing."
So we've been getting through the live action very slowly. I've not watched season 2 for that fact of I want to watch it with her as
Mhm.
well. So yeah, like I've been rewatching that. It's like it's the same kind of question delegated to the live action fans. It's like, hey, if you've been caught up on One Piece, are you going to watch the live action? It's like, well, yeah, I'm going to watch it just for the fact of like, is it a good adaptation? Do the actors do a good job? Does it add anything of note?
Yeah.
Or, hint at things to the future that be like, oh, I know that. But it's like also the same reason I watched the Cowboy Bebop live action. Like, I know a lot of people fucking hate it. They really hate it. They hate it a lot. I went into it knowing that it's not a one for one, and I enjoyed my time with it. Was it a great show? No. Was it enjoyable? Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. But like I knew like going into it, I knew it wasn't a one for one. So like this is the
Yeah.
same thing. I know it's not a one for one for what the manga is, and it's not going to cover probably every single detail. It is kind of odd that they are going to end at like chapter 50, because if I'm reading the like going back and reading this correctly, this is like almost mid arc, or I guess maybe like they'll leave it right before Nami's kind of big arc.
Yeah,
Uh,
I imagine there's some
so it's just
leeway.
kind of like a weird like stopping point of in specifically being 50 chapters.
Mhm.
My thought process on this also is that is a season 2 for this going to happen almost immediately after, or did they really take their time with this and like season one's going to come out now and then we're going to have to wait a while for season two? Because remember, and according to the article, and remember, the remake was announced at JumpFesta 2024.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 years.
Yep.
Well, technically a year and a half, but it's taken them a year and a half for them to do a season of anime, which I feel like it's taking their sweet time. Which, you know what? I say taking their sweet time. I'd rather them take their sweet time than rush anything, because
Yeah.
at the same time, like we see all these other shows that just have poor animation quality, and we're like, what the hell happened here? I'd rather them
S-
take their time, make it a good adaptation, or make the animation good, and just kind of make it a good product rather than just something sloppy and thrown out there. But yeah, I will be watching it. I am just curious as to why chapter 50 was the stopping point, if they are going to be going into all the details for this 300 minutes, which by the way is like equivalent to a full season's worth of anime. Like besides the fact that it's 7 episodes, 300 minutes is equivalent to about 12 to 13 episodes.
It's it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. That's almost like 2 seasons if you think about it. Like
Yeah.
each if you
300 divided by 24, so 24 minutes is about 12.5 episodes. So it's somewhere in the realm of 12 to 13
eh,
episodes. So it is a full season of anime.
remember 24 is including intro and outro. So,
That is true.
you know.
And Netflix, it's going to be on Netflix, and Netflix, you have the skip button, it's there, but they'll probably include the intro
Yeah.
and outro regardless.
So I just
But yeah,
so I mean everything you've said, I understand. I get. I just what you haven't really addressed is who is this
oh,
aimed at? No. It's
that's,
and I'm
and
not saying
I think
it's something for you to answer, right? But I think that's my
right.
point. Like you're someone who's watched through the anime, who's caught up on the manga, like you're watching the live action too. So you kind of cover all the bases, right? Apart from being like a like ravage psycho who only can scream about One Piece, which there are some out there.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know who this is aimed at.
I mean, if
I'm
I had to guess, this is probably aimed at like newer fans that are too intimidated to get into One Piece and don't want to watch a live action. They
but
want to
here
watch the animated version.
but here's the thing. You get them in, right? Ooh, look at it's up to date, right? Originally aired in
Yep.
1999. Go back and watch that. You'll be ecstatic to see how far animation quality has come. Albeit, I thought it was great back then too. I loved the goofy, unrealistic, over exaggerated stuff that would happen. Okay, and I thought it was really well done. But some people are put off by that, so cool. It's got a new polish on it. Wonderful.
Yeah.
if your intent is to still get new fans interested, what happens after this first 7 episodes? Do you expect them to go in and be like, "All right, now I'm off to watch another 1,000 episodes or whatever it is," like right? Like
Well, I think that's the thing. I think this remake is only gonna go up until Fishman Island, theoretically, because of the fact that Toei Animation recently, I think last year, redid the Fishman Island arc to where it compressed that arc and they kind of
but
remade it themselves. So it went from like what was it, 50 to 70, I don't remember, 50 to 70 episodes down to like 40 or so episodes.
but still, like you would have had to have watched up till that point to know it. Like you wouldn't be able to jump in there, you know? So like
Right.
even that remake was really only for the fans that were like, give me a
Well, I think
refresher
it's just
or
like any other anime. It's just you get the seasonal drip. It's like, hey, you get one season here, then you wait a bit. You get
here
season two, then you wait a bit, and then
here's
once you get
the
to Fishman Island, you have all the pretty new animation that you got from Toei Animation.
here's the thing though. And I I don't want to sound like I'm being hyperbolic or anything. But One Piece isn't it's on its own, man, at this point. It's like its own thing. It's one of the longest weekly airing series of all time, I think. Like close to, right? It's I mean it's for the most part ever since 1999, it's been a weekly airing show apart from
Yeah.
like a couple of instances where they had to like pause to, regroup. I think I'm so far removed from the timeline of everything, but like is it Egghead that they had to take a little quick pause for? Um
Yeah, so they did the pause after Wano
yep.
for about 6 to 9 months, and then they did Egghead, and now that's the end of season one, and season two begins shortly.
which
I'm
is
not even
which is
sure. I think it's done.
hilarious. Which is hilarious to think
Yeah,
that it's like season 2 and it's like hasn't there been over 1,000 episodes? Um
yeah. There's been over 1,100.
yeah. But so it's like it's its own beast now, right? Like it's unlike anything that we have right now where when you think about anime these days, it comes out every quarter, right? We have our seasonal anime. You get one season. If you're lucky, you might get a two core back to back. Sometimes there's like a gap in between. But the expectation is that you get your one season and then there's a break, right? Like you said, I mean like it's drip fed. That's expected.
Yeah,
One Piece is a totally different beast. Like
yeah.
there's an expectation that it's coming out every single week until you die. Like that is the feeling for
Or
many
until the
people.
series is over.
Well, yeah, yeah. But that's the feeling for a lot of people. It's like this thing is going to air until I am deceased. So,
Yeah,
I posit the question of who is this aimed for? I agree the only target audience that makes sense are new viewers, but even if you're a new viewer, are you now putting on this task to be like, okay, if you enjoy it, keep going.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of
It's
people are gonna watch it and be like, wow, that was great. What do I have to do now? And they're like, well, now you kind of start at this episode that's already in existence and you go from there. And they're like, ugh. What if I just wait for
yeah,
season 2? And it's like, yeah, you can. It's probably gonna be another year and a half, 2 years. And it's like, okay. So yeah, that was kind of the shocking piece to me. I mean, you can make comments about how like, oh, they already have the live action. Oh, they already did the remake of Egghead or Fishman, right? Or no, whatever. What was the remake they did before? Fishman?
for Toei, yeah, it was Fishman Island. They
Yeah.
brought it from, so I looked it up. They brought it from 57 episodes down to 21.
Yeah. So like you already had that remake and again, like you would have had to have been watching up until that point at least, right? To get any sort of satisfaction from that remake.
Yeah.
Um
Because that's a remake that I didn't watch just for the fact that Fishman Island was the last arc that I watched before I switched to reading. And, I've watched episodes here and there for fight scenes that I really enjoyed. But,
mhm.
like, I didn't go back to watch the remake of Fishman Island because it's not the beginning. It's not, it's
Yeah.
just smack dab right in the middle of the story of just like, I don't necessarily like. I just went past this. I don't need to go back to it, and I don't think a lot of people who did or were caught up with the show. I mean, I could be corrected. I'm not a huge, I'm not a One Piece fanatic. I'm not a huge like, oh my god, I love it. Eat, breathe, and sleep One Piece. Like I enjoy the series. I really do. I think it's a great series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my ringtone, etc. Whatever. But like, correct me if I'm wrong, One Piece fans out there. Like, did you go back and watch the Fishman Island edit? Because I didn't. I just it wasn't something that's interesting, but starting from the beginning to see that get a new coat of paint, yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
interested. You got me back.
So
So
the only other people that I could see, and it's funny because it's more of like a me reflecting on it myself, would be like those that maybe watched it when they were growing up and haven't continued it along, right? Which I am that person. Um,
yeah,
but like in my shoes, I know what is left after this 7 episode season. Like I'm not investing that time. Sure, like would it be nice like a nice nostalgia trip to go back and watch the series that I, began on Toonami all those years ago? Yeah, like that's yeah, of course. Like what a trip that would be. But in the long run, if it's like all right, get ready because there's plenty more where that came from. If you want to continue watching what's out there, go for it. But we'll try to look for another remake season in the next 2 years. I'd be like, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you though. Like I just
yeah,
that's where my confusion is. It's not me insinuating that this is like a money grab or this is like they're just trying to milk this as much as they can until it's finally over. Like no, I don't see it that way. Like it's just with One Piece as a show, as a thriving fan base, as a series, as a whole too. It's just so isolated from everything else that whatever it does, I just go, sure, right? Like
yeah.
if they wanted to go back and be like, guess what, we're doing. I don't know. I'll say something crazy. Instead of let's just make up something like instead of they're doing this remake season, they're like we're gonna release 5 movies that are gonna capture I don't know X amount of chapters, and we're gonna release some other span of 10 years. I'd be like, go for it. Sure, why not? You want to put them in theaters? Have at it, right? Because it's just like
Yeah.
for me, it can't even I don't even categorize it in the same way of like a lot of the anime we watch today. It's just on its own level. And I'm not like that's not me saying like it is the pinnacle of anime. It's like the upper echelon
No.
of the anime industry. It's just like it's been going on for ages. It's the equivalent of The Simpsons for US and Western fans, right? Like that fucking show's been going on since what, like 1989 or something, 1990, something crazy like that. Like whatever they release, you're just like, it's The Simpsons, What are you gonna do? It's The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
South Park's getting kind
Uh,
of there too. If they're like, they're like South Park's gonna release, they're doing 2 more musicals, they're doing 5 movies, and they're doing a live action too. You're like, sure, it's South Park. What are you gonna? That's to be expected. It's
Not
South
in Trey
Park.
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
that's kind of where my perspective on it is too. But it is
so yeah.
interesting.
Simpsons 1989, South Park 1997.
Damn, I was right on point with Simpsons too.
Yeah.
Um,
The only other kind of news around this whole One Piece remake is actually looking at it, very not very old news, but kind of older news that's getting a refresh here, and I don't know if it's necessarily being taken out of context or what, or what the whole behind the scenes is. But kind of popping back up is that the One Piece remake, the voice actress for Luffy, or the Japanese voice actress, Tanaka, apparently asked the production staff to get a new actor or actress for the voice of Luffy for the remake, and they apparently said no, and she is stuck with the role.
yeah.
And like to me, it's kind of baffling in the sense of just like, did she have a contract in like when she signed for the original series that said, hey, any sort of spin-offs, etc., you will have to do? Why is she the only one here that is going to be replaced? Like that to me is kind of just like really or not
Well,
replaced,
not replaced, right? Like she's
which is really odd. She's the only one that's reprising her role.
yeah.
And being a 70-year-old or 71-year-old woman, like you're going to force her to just continue this ship? Like, is she
I
just gonna do season 1 and then somebody's gonna replace her for season 2 if they do a season 2? We don't even know if there is gonna be a season 2.
yeah.
Like, it's kinda wild. Like, I know that, like, the article is just so it feels misleading. Like, she said that, because, like, the article that I'm reading is basically, I'm reading off of IMDb because it's just a shortened version of the original article, which the original article
We'll
was
include for all of you.
probably made will include, but like is made by somebody who's kind of ADHD like me, in which it kind of just jumps every
And
fucking place
very
whatsoever,
clickbaity.
and then rounds back to the original point. But yeah, it was broken at JumpFesta that she was requested the production house to scout a new voiceover artist. However, the staff allegedly turned her down and decided to retain the 70-year-old artist. So it's just like, why? Why
I
turn her down when you're remaking this? Like, I know that there's another article here that I brought up for myself that is Mayumi Tanaka 71 jokes she'll keep voice acting for about 10 more years, says playing Turbo Granny means she's now a granny in every sense, which is funny in its
yeah.
own self. But like,
But
is she gonna stay on for Dan to Dan and One Piece? Like, is that why they retained her? Like, it just, I don't know.
well
It kind of baffles me that they wouldn't honor a request of like, hey, find somebody else, please.
I don't want to theorize on this piece. I mean, my gut instinct tells me they're like, look, we we don't want to have to spend the time looking for a replacement right now. Like we don't. The iconic piece of Luffy is partly the voice. Um
Yeah.
outside of just the crazy chaotic nature of Luffy, but like the voice is iconic. Um so they're probably like, we just don't want to go through the headache of finding someone like that right now. I want
Maybe
to
so.
truly
And just like,
believe though that they told her like, look, this is the last thing we're gonna have you do. Because if memory serves, time is not a thing that exists anymore. Year and a half, 2 years ago, I think she made a comment because again, people took it out of context. She made a content about comment, excuse me, about how Luffy was going to be her last role, and everyone thought that meant she's quitting, like voice acting. They're like, oh, they're gonna
right.
have to find a new voice actor, and they're like, everyone's like, no, 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 no. She's just saying Luffy is her last character, and then she's retiring. So like when the series is over, she's going to retire. Um, but yeah, I mean, like knowing that that was her intent, right? Along with the fact that she made a direct request to say, please find a replacement for me for the remake, and the studio was like, no. I just like I'm like, wow, that either something contractually is requiring her to stay, or they again have the position of, we just don't have the time. We don't want to go through the exercise of finding your replacement right now. Just please stay on for, this remake, and then we'll let you, finish up and be done, you know?
Yeah, I'm
So,
just not entirely positive. I hope it's a contract thing, but at the same time, it's
well,
just
I
like,
I kind of don't, because I'm like, if it's a contract thing, what if they make a season 2 and they're like, hey, FYI, it's not going to come out for another like 2.5, 3 years, but we're going to need you.
yeah.
Like, what are they going to do? Well, I mean
Well,
Tanaka. Like,
you're
I just
right.
I don't understand, like being in her position, like what she would be, what avenues she would be able to take to get out of it. Especially, again, she's made it very clear publicly, like, I'm done. When this series is over as Luffy, I'm done. And for
Yeah.
them to be like,
I
you've got, you're going to have to figure this out. You're going to have to talk to your respective deities. You're going to have to find the elixir of life or some shit, but we're doing remakes for the next 50 goddamn years. Buckle in, right? Like, I don't know. So,
Yeah, it just makes no sense. I wish they would like maybe the studios just didn't want to replace the voice because it is so iconic, and
yeah.
anybody they got to voice it would just be criticized to like oblivion and back.
But I mean,
Maybe that's why, but like at the same time, like yeah, why not start with somebody new? You're remaking it. It's a
yeah,
remake. It's a fresh start. Like
yeah.
start with somebody new. Like I really do wish that they would have done that, but here
And
we are. I really, really want to know, like, just connect the pieces or just like have somebody interview her and just be like, hey, what was happening behind the scenes on that? Because like all of this, I feel like is taken so out of context, and maybe it's just a translation thing. I don't know, but
yeah, you ask her those
really,
questions and it turns in like to that scene from the original Happy Gilmore in the nursing home where she's like looking past your shoulder and there's just someone back there like, do not see anything.
yeah, there's a Ben Stiller behind me. Just
yeah, yeah. I'm glad you knew exactly what I was referencing. But I mean,
That's really
I'm gonna
funny.
I'll cap off by saying that with how long this has been in development, it being the remake, I am surprised at kind of how this is coming out now with the voice actor, right? Like it seems like something that would have been addressed like earlier on. Maybe it was, and maybe they just weren't able to say anything, and it just kind of this was like a oopsie daisy leak that came out. Who knows? But yeah, I'm wondering. I have a lot of questions about it, and honestly,
I do too.
most of them come from the One Piece fan base. So if you're listening to this, we honestly want your opinion, your feedback, your perspective on the remake because again, like for me, I haven't watched it in 20 plus years. I know you're caught up on basically everything except the live action, so you're in the other camp.
Yep.
But we're both on the kind of like the same position of like
What the
who?
fuck?
Yeah, who is this made for? So if it's made for you, let us know because we do genuinely want to know and are interested.
And we genuinely appreciate you getting through this episode. We know it's a short one, but hopefully it's a good one. Thank you for joining us this week. We will be next back. Oh God,
We will
we will
next be back.
we will next be back into the future and beyond. No, we will be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of our stupid faces, you can go to @Baka&Co on all your social media platforms, wherever you get your social media platforms, and our stupid faces will appear. But if you want us in person, you can go to MomoCon. We will be at MomoCon in Atlanta the Memorial Day weekend, which is, I believe, May 21st. Yes, May 21st through the 24th. So if you are at MomoCon, let us know. Hit us up. Say hi to us. We will be around. So please don't be fearful.
And we have
Say hi. We would appreciate talking to y'all.
We have a
Be a lot of
panel
fun.
on Saturday at
We do have
8:30. You can go and join us there. We'll talk all about tattoo culture in
Is
today's
it 18 plus question mark?
Huh?
Is it 18 plus question mark?
I don't think so, but I'll double check that and
Okay.
post it.
To be determined.
Yeah. But yeah,
But yes,
if you're
that'll be on
interested in
Saturday
tattooing
evening.
and tattoo culture and the history of tattooing, come join us. But yes, you'll
In
see us.
Japan.
You'll see us. Yeah. Well, don't join us. We're not going to be in Japan, but
Right. The tattooing in Japan.
yes.
All that jazz.
But we'll be there. Say
But
hi.
yes.
We want to meet you all.
Yes. So until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.